What up? What up? What up, everybody? Going to get started this morning. Hopefully, we get some good love from YouTube and my internet. And I'm getting this picture going right now. Give me 1 second. Y'all just slide in, just say what's up, say good morning, so I know y'all here, and we can definitely go from there. There we go. There we go. So it's early. We're going to get started breaking down the four major indices, and we're going to go from there. If y'all got any chart requests that y'all want me to check out, all you got to do is just drop that chart, drop that stock name, and I will chart it. Uh, as I do in the mornings, we're just going to go off the daily chart. We're not even going to jump into the weekly and the monthly. Good morning, Logan. Good morning, Ilberry. I see we got a couple people sliding in. Definitely appreciate it. As usual, y'all. Drop any chart requests y'all got. Drop any stock requests y'all got. Drop any stock related questions y'all got. And if you're new here, let me know. That way, I know to take time to explain the indicators and things like that I use. But if you're not new here, good evening, Melissa. Hope all is well in Australia. If you're not new here, then I'm definitely going to just keep it to the basics and run through these charts. Top of the top, long money. I'm glad to see you again, bro. Glad all is good with you. We're going to jump into some charts, guys. And this morning, just to let y'all know, interest rates are getting risen in Europe a little bit. So that got us a little bit red this morning in pre-market, but it's all good. We could definitely flip on that. So far, I will definitely check out. We're gonna start off with SPY, and then the next one I'll do will be SoFi. So looking at SPY, we're riding right here on a 200-day EMA, and we should be showing this morning, but for whatever reason, this morning is not popping up yet on my chart. But that being the case, this green candle right here, January 8th, open at 432.68. It got as high as 442. It got as low as 427.82, and it closed at 441.95. So for us to be any type of bullish today, what I believe is that we need to get over 442. If we're over 442, I think we're going to take out 444, which was a big spot for us last week, and I would not be surprised to see us test 450. So I'm definitely bullish here. However, that said, like I said, we did get that interest rate news over in Europe, and if that affects us, you got to be careful on the downside. If I was looking on the downside, I'd be looking at this 200-day EMA area, 438.55. If we took that out, then there could be a chance to retest the lows of last week. So keep 438.55 in your mind if you're looking at the market and you're trying to decide if you should be bearish or not. That 200-day EMA, that's going to be the key for us to stay above that. Looking at the RSI oversold, but it's trying to make a comeback. The MACD is super duper bearish. So that's that on SPY. If anybody got any questions about any of that, definitely drop a comment and let me know. I know my homie Long Money asked me about SoFi. So we're going to check out SoFi and see how they look for y'all. And top of the morning, Arnold. Top of the morning, Ami Bella. Y'all sliding up on me this morning. So yeah, we're gonna check out a couple more stocks. Looking at SoFi right here. There we go. This candle right here is an interesting candle. So SoFi, if you look at the 27th and the 28th, you'll see that it's kind of just headed downward. We gapped up a bit, took out the 20-day EMA earlier in the year, and we just kind of gave it all up. Now, this candle right here, this was Friday, opened at 11:34, and that was the high of the day. It got the 10:51 on the low, and it closed at 11:10. So this was a red candle. However, if you look at the formation of this candle right here, and I'm talking about this candle right here, the very last candle, that candle is what we talked about yesterday a little bit. If y'all was able to check it out, I know I had some internet difficulties. That candle is a hammer candle. Again, you look at it, you'll see the wick at the bottom, and that's kind of like the handle to the. I'm gonna move my mouse over. That wick at the bottom is kind of like the handle to the hammer, and then at the top you see the candle right there, which is more so going to be like the mallet. So that's a hammer candle right there, which says that SoFi could be getting ready to reverse and start getting bullish again. However, when you see the hammer candle, that don't mean jump right in. Wait for the confirmation of the hammer is what I always tell people. So if you look right here on this candle right here, this green candle, this is also a hammer candle. But the very next day, you got a doji candle, which is indecisive. You didn't get confirmation. So when you see the hammer, you don't jump right in because it don't automatically the stock is going to turn around. It just means that it's worth watching. So right here we got a red hammer on Friday. I'm interested to see what this does today. If it's bullish today, you could jump in with calls maybe later today in a day or early tomorrow and kind of play out this hammer formation. However, if you don't see it confirmed, don't just jump in just for the sake because handle right here. If I were looking at puts right here, I would be careful right here because it looked like we're pretty low. If I was looking at calls above 1134, would definitely get you reversing. But if I was looking at calls, the low of this candle was 1051. We would have to go out to the weekly to see where that support is. If I went out to the weekly, I see this is around the 52-week low area right here. So anything lower than 1051, this thing could be put city. But again, I will be careful because it's near 52-week low. It's down, definitely check out puts. But if it's not, I will wait to see if this hammer candle is going to play out and give us some good movement. I see I got Ford asked about. So I'm going to check on Ford. Again, if you're new here, drop a comment. Let me know you new so I can explain to you the indicators that I use if you need those explained and just how I chart and my general idea of charting itself. Otherwise, if you're not new here, fit in any stocks that you want me to chart, drop that stock request down low and I will definitely do that. Long money, I hope that answered your question, bro. Hopefully you can make some money off of it one way or another. We're going to check out Ford. Looking at Ford, guys. So you'll see now, this is a great example of why I use indicators right here. Line right here is the 100-day EMA. And Ford is breaking down, as you'll see. We're coming off the top and we're just breaking down, 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 down. And it refuses to give up this 100-day EMA right now. So that is why I like to have the EMAs there because a lot of times it'll be support, excuse me, for a particular stock. And in this, that 100-day EMA is being support right now for Ford. So that's good to know because now you know if it were to break this area, if it were to break this area, that you could probably get puts because that means it broke support. And when a stock breaks support, that's when you get puts. And if you're new to charting, you should definitely write that down. If a stock breaks support, that's when you get puts. That being the case, we've been riding around on this 100-day EMA, and this last candle right here opened at 1932, got as high as 1955, got as low as 1892, and it closed at 1954. So it closed towards the top. It was a bullish day, just not a strong day. And that's because, like I said, it bounced off the 100-day EMA. So for me, I would not necessarily be interested in calls right here. If I were looking at calls, I see that we got pretty much. For me, I would have to break over this 50-day EMA right here, which is around 2080. And the high of this candle, if I was looking at the high of this candle, is 2104. So honestly, I would stay away from Ford unless it broke 2104. Above 2104, I would play it to retest the recent 52-week highs. Below 2104, I'm not really interested at this level. If it were to break that 19 area, you could definitely get puts right here. I actually do like this setup both ways, so I'm going to create that alert. And that alert is going to be, I'm going to say above 2105, and I'm going to say below 19. And that'll be for calls or puts. So if that pops off either way, I'll get an alert from FinViz, and I can dive in and try to save a couple pennies either way on that. So that's how forward looks. Let's see what else we got here. We also got Macy's and PFE. Everything to gain. Good morning. Top of the top to you. Jason Rush, good morning, bro. Hope all is well with you and the family. And yeah, I hope I find that play too. Macy's and PFE. Those are going to be the next two, guys. Let's see if we can jump into those. Macy's on the daily. And again, you'll see Macy's is kind of flirting around with that blue line again, which is the 100-day support. And it's actually broken down on it, but it came back, reclaimed it, gave it back again, came back, reclaimed it, and gave it back again. And now this last candle looked like it reclaimed it just a tiny bit. So that 100-day looks like it's around like 25.55. That final candle right there opens at 25.67, got as high as 25.74, got as low as 24.61, and closed at 25.44. So it closed probably just below the 100-day. However, that being the case, is right there. If it reclaims the 100-day, that'll be a good sign, and it could be a bullish sign. That candle right here also, again, guys, on a downtrend, y'all know what this is. This is a hammer candle. You got the wick at the bottom. Let me make it bigger for y'all. Move my mouse out the way. You got the wick at the bottom, and then you got the mallet at the top, which is the actual candle. So when you see that, that's a sign that this thing could be getting ready to turn around. So because I see that, I know to keep Macy's in my eyesight today. And if Macy's is bullish above this price, the high of this candle was 25.74. If Macy's can break, let's say 26, you know, you right here in this area, if you can break 26, maybe you can run up again and retest that 27.50 area, which, $1.50 move doesn't sound like a big move, but on a stock like Macy's, $1.50 isn't a bad move at all. So maybe that happens. If you were bearish here, you would need to break down below 24.60. Break down below 24.60 and puts could definitely work. You can find yourself retesting this 200-day EMA, which is around 22.80, and that's also a nice move. And that's all. And that's going to be a stock that I wound up putting a notification on as well. The RSI is pretty neutral, and the MACD is also pretty neutral. So the stock isn't really making much of a move either way, and that's why we needed to hit those levels. When it hits those levels, then it'll start giving it a little momentum either way, and then we can jump in. So, like I said, above 26 and below, I'm gonna say 24.50, and you can maybe make some money right there. So above 26 and below 24.50, and maybe puts or calls can work one way or another. So that's going to be something I'm watching out for. Let's see here. Jump back over. Jana, good morning. I'm not sure if I said it. Big Sean, good morning, good brother. And yes, we can review Visa. Let's check Visa out right now. So Visa, the last I checked this morning, was actually red in pre-market, but so is most a good amount of the market. Let me see if it's still red right here right now. And yeah, it is a little red right now. Not nothing alarming, but Visa we actually did yesterday. So this one opens up at 220.64, got as high as 228.12, got as low as 216.10, closed at 228 even. So right now, what we're looking for is we looking for anything over 228 should push us into this 230 area. If we can break through 230, which does have a good bit of resistance right there in September and October, but if we can break through this 230 area, which is what I'm looking for us to do this week, if we could do that, then we could test right around this area right here, this 235, 236 area, which we got some resistance from mid-August and late October. So that will be the next area, which is the target area for me, or what I'm looking for on this particular play if you're already in. If you're not already in, above 228 calls could work right here. And what you're looking for is you don't want to lose this area right here, this 225 area. If you lose this 225 area, could be an area where the stock ran as much as it's going to run, and maybe you want to jump back into some puts right here. But I'm hoping that don't happen. Like I said, we are down a couple of dollars in pre-market, so this thing could possibly want to retest that 225 area. But hopefully we get there and we bounce. That's what I'm hoping for. So pretty good support there. Also in that September October area. So that's what I'm looking at on Visa. Let's see here. Do I got any other requests before I dive into my own thing? Devin, welcome in, good brother. Pam, good morning, Queen. Welcome in. Logan wants to check out Spot, and yeah, we can check out Spot. Let's see how that thing look for us. So, pulling up Spotify. Let's see here, and I'm gonna check it out on my phone this morning as well, and I will see that it's actually green this morning. So we'll see if it's going to stay that way. Give me a quick second. SPY. I want to pull it back up on my phone. There we go. All right. So yeah, looking at Spotify, you come in and you'll see right here, you got the downward movement, and then what's this, guys? Right here, we talked about it a couple of times this morning. That green candle right there, I'm about to move my mouse off of. That is what? A hammer candle. So y'all seen the trend. We had a lot of hammers on Friday because we was red and we finished the day green. So when you do that, you're gonna definitely have a lot of hammer candles in general. Um, this hammer right here on Spotify. Spotify also has news going on that's not chart related as well. So you guys might want to read up on that when you get a free moment. But Spotify opened at 172.23 on this candle. Got as high as 174.04, got as low as 164.41, and it closed at 192. 172. 192 would have been a huge move. It closed at 172.98. So if you look at today's candle, which is finally here now, this candle opened at 176.51, got as high as 178, got as low as 175, and it's currently at 177.64. So with the way that I see this, Spotify definitely seems to be reversing from its bottom. And I would look at this candle right here, which is right next to the hammer candle, this guy right here, and above this candle, I will want in on calls right here. The reversal will look pretty good to me. And the high of this candle is 179.83. So essentially, what I'm gonna tell myself is Spotify calls above 180 is a good idea. And because I see that, I'm gonna create that alert right there. And this way I know, like I tell y'all, even if I'm not looking at Spotify, even if I forget that I ever talked about it, if it hits 180, I'm going to get an email, and that email is going to remind me to go check out Spotify, and then from there, I'm not. So that's the beauty of FinViz and why I set those alerts. Um, Bus driver want to check out CVX and COP, so we're going to check those two out, see how they look this morning. Let's see here. I'm hitting every button but the right button. There we go. CVX, Chevron. So checking out Chevron. You see, we was going up, but then we kind of pulled back because of earnings, and now we got this candle right here, which is starting out pretty weak. And this candle opens at 129.30, got as high as 130.61, got as low as 129.17, and it's currently at 129.44. So what I'm looking at for Chevron right here, right now, is I'm looking at this 128 area being a key area for me to hold that 128 area. As long as I can do that, and I think Chevron got a chance to bounce and go back and get those 52-week highs. If Chevron wants to lose that, maybe you want to, reconsider. Or if you got a longer call on this, then you can just take your time and wait for it to come back. If you got a shorter call and it lose that 128 area, you definitely want to abort mission right here. And you can maybe hop into puts as well if it lose 128, and you could possibly ride that down, not a big move because it got some support around 127. So I wouldn't even be thinking about puts here unless it lost 127, if I'm honest. But if it lost 128, you would be on high alert. And if it lost 127, it would definitely be abort mission time. So that's what I'm looking at on CVX. I know I was asked about COP as well, so I will pull that up. This isn't one that I trade a bunch, but it is a stock that I know people are interested in. And looking at it here, you got the nice bounce to the 20-day EMA, and you kind of come right up off of that. And then we kind of went sideways, consolidated a bit last week. So it'll be interesting to see what we do. This candle right here, this candle right here opens at 89.22, and that was the high. It got as low as 88.74, and then it came back and closed again at 89.22. And that's, like I said, this is pre-market talk only. So with that being said, this thing is definitely towards its highs. But if I was looking at calls right here, I would want to top this candle right here, which was 89.74. And the reason why I want to top that candle, guys, is because, like I always tell y'all, when I buy calls, I like to buy calls at the top of the candle. When I buy puts, I like to buy puts at the bottom of the candle. So if I see this thing above 89.74, let's say $90. If I see this at $90 a share, maybe calls work on this. However, if I don't see it at 90 a share, I'm going to think it's still consolidating, and I'm going to stay out the way. If I were looking for puts, I would want it to drop down lower than this 87.70 area. And if we can lose that 87.70 area, maybe puts work right here, and maybe you could take that back down to that 85 range. So it's something to look at. And the RSI right here is overbought. So this thing could turn around. I will say, even though it's overbought, um, it's in a scenario. My daughter, I'm doing this while I'm right next to my daughter's sleep. So that's the funny part of everything. But uh, the thing about the RSI, even though it's overbought, it does have more room to the upside if need be. So this thing could still go higher. I'm not saying definitely jump into puts, but have your eyes on puts and have your eyes on calls. Because if it break above 90, it might not be a bad idea. And what I say, 87.70 on, so 87.50 on the downside, above 90 and below 87.50, it could be a good move either way. It's definitely a crazy up and down on SPY. SPY, that candle right now is acting up. It looked like we broke below 440 Tennessee, Jason. So we'll see if we can get that 440 back and start pushing towards 442, or if this is going to be a bear day. Keep your eyes on 438 for puts. That's going to be a key. Um, and there goes some spam. I don't know why I get spam here. Like, I'm not a big YouTuber. Y'all can y'all can go spam the big YouTubers. Let's see here. I froze up. Am I still frozen? I hope not, because I want to keep going and go over some more stocks with y'all. Let's see here. Somebody let me know if I'm frozen on y'all end. On my end, I am not frozen. So y'all let me know what's up. No, bet that. We're going to keep going on stocks then. If y'all got requests, drop it in the comments. If you're new here, let me know. If you're not familiar with the indicators that I'm using, let me know so I can explain to you. Otherwise, I'm going to go down stocks that I'm curious about if nobody else have any stocks. I'm going to keep going. Let's see what I got. All right, that's good. I'm glad all y'all see and hear me. That's what I want. So I am curious about Goldman Sachs. I'm definitely curious there because I feel like banks have kind of hit their bottom and want to turn around. And if so, those are my options group chat. Y'all know one of the plays I like to play the most when I'm playing banks is Goldman Sachs. I made a lot of money on Goldman Sachs calls, and I think that money season could be back for Goldman Sachs. It's just a matter of us finding that bottom, which I think we did. So if you're looking at the chart, I feel like the bottom for Goldman Sachs is around this 330 area right there. Since we hit that area, we have not made lows lower than this, which is a good sign for me. And then we haven't made higher highs yet either, so I'm still leery. But I'm waiting for us to get out that consolidation period. So this chart right here is very easy. I can automatically see if I were looking for calls, you can automatically see the area you need to be at. And I'm going to tell you where I want to be at, but I want you to look at this chart yourself. Obviously, you don't see the exact number, but I want you to give a roundabout number to yourself, or you can even type it in the comments while I kind of delay a little bit. A roundabout number to yourself, or that you feel comfortable typing in the comments that I would like calls if we got above. And just, I'm gonna take a second and delay just in case anybody want to get themselves that answer or type that answer up, and then I'm gonna finally tell you guys that I would like to be above this area right here. If I got, and I'm going to give you the exact area in a second, but if I was above this area, I definitely would like calls. That's what I need for the reversal, and that would be the high of this candle. The high of this candle was 350.48. So above 350.48, I like calls right here. Now, if I'm looking at how we're trading this market, this morning, excuse me, pre-market, we opened at 343.50. We got as high as 347.01. We got as low as 343, and we're currently at 345. So what I need is I need this above 350.50. Above 350.50, calls could definitely work here. Seem like we found our bottom, and now I'm just waiting for us to stop consolidating. So I'm setting an alert on GS for 350.50. And excuse me. You know what? I'll just set that alert for 351 for that. And if I see Goldman Sachs trading at that rate or at that price, I know I could possibly jump in and make some money on calls. So that's what that would definitely be interesting to me. Let's see here. Nice job, bus driver uppercut. That shows you learning. I know you've been with me for a few months now. For those that don't know, bus driver uppercut is one of the members of my tier 3 group chat. And I like to shout out guys in my tier 3 group chat because a lot of times uh they come with not a lot of experience as far as charts go, but they watch a lot of my videos in tier 3, and we talk, one on one at times, and they learn information. So, to see bus driver come up with that number, that's good for me. That lets me know that he's getting the lessons that I'm talking about. Chris, good morning, Chris. I didn't even see you in everything to gain. Yes, I will look at LCID. Chris said, "How do I know when the MACD is bullish?" And that's a good question. So let me explain that to y'all. Um, Everything the gain asked about LCID, so I'll use LCID's chart as my example for the MACD. So when you're looking at the MACD, this is the MACD right here, guys. Up for y'all. That's the MACD. And if you're looking at the MACD, you're going to see two lines. You're going to see a red line, and you're going to see a black line. And essentially, what happens is my red line is my long term line, and my black line is my short term line. And every time the short term line goes above the long term line, the stock is bullish at that moment. And every time the black line, the short term line, goes underneath the long term line, aka the red line, then the stock is bearish at that moment. So I'm a bring this back to the chart where you can look at it a little bit, and you'll see my black line right here go above. And as you see my black line go above, if you look at the chart in the same exact spot, you'll see the stock going up. And then you'll see my black line kind of sort of go below a little bit. And then you'll see the stock going down a bit. And the black line goes up, stock goes up. Black line goes down, stock goes down. So when the MACD is going up, when the black line on, and granted, my FinViz, the colors are black and red. If you're looking at another chart, the colors could be different colors on your MACD, but the effect is the same. Your short term line, when it goes up, the stock is bullish. When it goes below the red, your long term line, your stock is going to be bearish. So it's just a matter of you identifying which colors your particular charting system will use for the MACD. So a real good example, because you want to get a nice click any of that. So a real good example is right here. If you look at my black line, it's bullish, and look at LCID. It made that major run, and then it get bearish, and LCID give a whole lot of that back. So that's how the MACD is, and I like the MACD especially for newer traders, because it gives you an opportunity. It gives you an opportunity to really understand how indicators are used. Uh, Pretty much like it's like a basic indicator. It's one of the first ones I ever started using, but I still use it, even though I got a little more advanced. But I still use it because it's simple and it's easy for me to explain to someone who maybe is still trying to figure it out. So that's why I like the MACD. Now, going into LCID's charts, like everything the game asked, we gave up the 200-day EMA right here. Not a good sign. Whenever you give up the 200-day EMA, that's a bearish sign overall. And then you come back with this hammer candle right here. Now, guys, this is why I always tell you, you want to wait to see the hammer confirm, and then if you see the hammer confirm, then you want to pounce. Now, this hammer candle, this was Friday. It opened at 28.06. It got as high as 28.43. It got as low as 25.63, and it is closed at 27.15. So it closed red, but nevertheless, it did close in a hammer formation. So get close to that hammer so you can see it. Again, you got all your wick at the bottom, and then you got your mallet at the top. So now I'm interested to see how do we follow up that hammer. That's going to be this candle, which is pre-market today. This candle right here, let's see here, open up at 27.32. We get as high as 27.60. We get as low as 27.15. We're currently at 27.36. So this would technically, if we open, this would technically be a higher open than what we closed the day before, which would be a good sign. But for me to really be excited by this hammer, I would like to at least, at the very minimum, take out the high of this hammer, which is 28.43. So if I was looking for LCID to reverse above 28.43, I would start paying attention. Now maybe this hammer is going to confirm itself. And if the hammer confirms itself in that 28, let's say 28.50 area, then you can get that LCID call or calls, and you can see if you can ride that thing up at least to the 200-day EMA, which is just below 31. And if you can ride it up there, sometimes the 200-day EMA will act as resistance. So you could reject right here, or you could break through. And if you broke through, then you got a real nice play. If you reject, you could take profit and get out and still have a pretty, not bad win. So that's what I'm looking at on LCID. If we were to lose that 26 area and retest that 25.60 area to lower this candle, maybe puts will work right here. I wouldn't be anxious to jump in because I believe it's good support. Yeah, around that 25 area is good support. So I probably wouldn't be really excited about puts here unless we broke 25. But if we broke 25, puts definitely could be a move. But for me, I would stay on the sideline and I would just wait for 28.43 to break. And if I wanted to be even more conservative, I will wait for the break of this 200-day EMA. And that's probably what I'm going to do because LCID hasn't traded super strong as of late. Yeah, Logan, appreciate you, bro. Definitely hit the like button. Chris, I hope that answered your question. Uh, Devin said, is the MACD and the RSI indicators good go together? So yeah, I like them, and I'll tell you why. The MACD, like I said, that's good to just glance at real quick, and you can kind of get a quick synopsis of what's happening. In the RSI, I feel like you have to have the RSI on a stock because you have to know when it's overbought. You have to know when it's oversold. So to me, any chart system that you set up, if you don't have the RSI on it, I mean, I don't really know how much I can trust it. Now I know that a lot of people, there are some traders who trade with no indicators at all. There'll be no EMAs, there'll be no RSI. They go 1,000% off price action, and some of them make a lot of money that way. But for me, for my 2 cents, for what I like to know if a stock is oversold. I like to know if a stock is overbought. So what'll happen is when I know it's overbought, if I jump into calls, I may only get one contract. This way, if it dump on me, I'm only losing a premium one time, as opposed to if I get calls and it's the RSI is neutral, now I can get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 contracts because I feel like I got more room to the upside. So basically, the RSI lets me know how aggressive I can be, and it lets me know if I see, you know, a little turbulence, if I should get out or not. That's why I like the RSI. Um, for me, if you're charting and you use indicators, you have to use the RSI. That's probably the most important one, if in my humble opinion. I'm not I'm not the greatest trader ever. I'm pretty good, but in my opinion, you have to have the RSI if you charting. That's just me. Um, everything to gain, no doubt. I hope that answers your question. I hope you can make some money off LCID up or down today. Pam wants to look at Novavax. Let's check Novavax out. And guys, just so y'all know, I'm gonna be rocking till about 8:40 Eastern time this morning. And about 8:40, I'm gonna have to fall back because I do have my paid options group chat, which y'all hear me talk about all the time, and I'll have to start locking in and getting ready for the paid options group chat to make sure we on a good path this morning. So that's what I'm gonna have to do. So we got about another 20 minutes. I can take any questions, any chart requests that you guys have in your minds. Looking at Novavax, seems like we hit a bottom here on his long wick right here. And funny enough, I think we was in this wick and we made some money off puts, but I digress. Nevertheless, you get the bullish engulfing candle right here on Friday, and that candle opened 541, got as high as 83.05, got as low as 70.55, and closed at 82.92. So that was a strong day, a bullish engulfing candle. And what that means, guys, is that a bullish engulfing candle? Let me see. We might don't got the low on this candle is, if I can pull back a little bit, the low on this candle, yeah, I went way out of there. Give me a second. The low on that candle is 71.71. Yeah, so this is a bullish engulfing candle. And the low on this candle is 70.55. So essentially, y'all, what a bullish engulfing candle is, darn it, I'm gonna set it up for y'all. There we go. So if you look at these two candles right here, you got this red guy and you got this green guy. The green one is considered a bullish engulfing candle. And what that means is that it has a lower low than the candle before and a higher high than the candle before. So it essentially does what it says, which is engulf the candle before, and it engulfs it in a bullish fashion, which we know bullish means going up. So it engulfed it going up. And that's usually a sign that more green is to come when you see that. So we got the bullish engulfing candle right there. And then after that, it looked like we got a little gap up this pre-market so far. This thing opens at 87, gets as high as 87.26, as low as 85.52, and is currently at 86.74. So that's where it's at right now. Um, if it is above, if it goes above 87.53, calls on Novavax could work. And I say 87.53 because down here in this consolidating area, the highest wick goes to 87.53. And again, I like to get to the top of the candle for my calls, the bottom of the candle for my puts. So above 87.53, calls could work on Novavax this week. And I am going to alert that because it seems like we hit our bottom. So if we are going to go back up, I definitely want a piece of that action. I'm not going to alert it at 87.53. That's a weird number for me, but I will say 88. So above 88 calls could work right here. And I'm definitely interested in that if this thing want to get bullish and give us a chance to make some money. So hopefully that'll answer the question about Novavax. ADT, I would definitely answer for you. Let me pull that out. Uh, Yeah, PFE we already did, Chris. I hate to do it a second time. What I would encourage you to do is to rewatch this video, and you don't got to watch the whole thing. You can skip around, and you'll find it. So that way you can get your information that you're looking for on PFE. I would hate to do it a second time because I know some people been here throughout the entire process. ADT we will check out though. I have not done that one yet. And doing ADT, let's see here. There we go. So I can already tell you now, this is probably not a stock to trade options on. Let's see. I see a lot of consolidation here. So like when I speak of consolidation, what that means is that the stock isn't really moving much. So I'm gonna show you what I mean. Like this area jumps out at me. From here, let me see. Can I do it again? I didn't mean to do that. Give me a second. Let me get that out of here. You know what? Just disregard that guy right there. I'm not even gonna hold on. Let's get that out. Yeah, I can't even show you what I want to show you like this. All right. So when I speak foundation, boom, and then let's come not there. Let's come right here. So that's consolidation. Look from mid-August. If you look from mid-August to the end of October, this thing traded in between $8 and $8.60 almost every day. So when a stock is doing that, you can't trade options on that type of stock. That is going to you're going to lose because of theta. If you guys don't know what theta mean, theta is time decay, and I got a video about the Greeks on my channel. I'm gonna see if I can find that video. You know what? I can't even look for the video because I'm in the middle of this session. But if somebody so happened to see my video on the Greeks, definitely share it in the comments so Devin can check it out. But when a stock trades like this little sideways action, you're going to lose money 9.9 times out of 10 because of theta. So it did that there. Then if you come back, you got a couple weeks in December, which you stay in that area. Then you gap down, and that's fine. But even last week, now you stayed in a new area. So that new area will be between 7 and say 750. So this thing is moving within a 50-cent range. When the stock is doing that, you don't want to trade options on this. If you want to buy shares on it, then be my guest if you're interested in this stock. But if you want to trade options, please don't trade options on this stock. Ever, 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 ever trade options on this stock. That thing moves so tight, you're not gonna make no money. The only thing you're gonna do is give yourself a headache. So that's gonna be that. If I have any chart requests, drop it here. If not, I'm gonna go through my list. I don't see any requests right now, so I'm definitely going to get back to my list right now. Uh, I checked out Goldman Sachs. I'm going to check out Square. Square might be near its bottom, guys. So let's see. We pull Square up. Square down here, like I said, definitely near its bottom, it seems. We had a couple candles right here flirt around that 100 area. And then we got this guy right here. This is pre-market. Pre-market opens at 111, got as high as 111.60, got as low as 109.15, and is currently at 110.15, it looks like. So that's what it's doing in pre-market. Now, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for this thing to be any kind of bullish whatsoever. We closed the 28th at 110.38. We got as high as 111.18. If this thing goes over 111.18, I'm going to take it that we could retest this 120 area right here, which is a nice move on a stock that's trading at the price the Square is trading right now. So I'm definitely going to alert Square for a call. Not really looking at puts here because I think we hit our bottom on Square, but above 111, we'll call it 25, above 111.25, calls could definitely work here. So I want to know when 111.25 happens so I can reassess and see if I want to jump in to those calls. Um, that's what I'm looking at. And let's see here. What's the next? We're going to check out. We're going to check out. We're gonna check out Datadog, guys, because Datadog showed a little strength last week. Off the consolidation type of thing. So Datadog gave up the 200-day EMA. You'll see this purple line right here, and you'll see we gave up the 200-day EMA. But every day they were flirting with and getting rejected by the 200-day EMA. So that's what three, 4, 5, 6 days we could not break through that 200-day EMA. And that 200-day EMA looks to be around 138, maybe, yeah, about 138 even, I would call it. And then if you look over here at this morning candle, this morning candle opens at 138. It got as high as 139. It got as low as 136.22, and it's currently at 137.37. So right now it looks like it's above that 200-day EMA. Now I would see the highest we hit last week was 139.85. So we rejected at 140. If this thing gets above 140, calls could work here. And this is a matter of being patient, guys. Like when you see these setups, you can't see it and say, all right, it's going to run. Let's get in. You got to be patient and wait for it to hit your number. If it hits your number, you jump in. If it don't hit your number, you just stay on the sideline and you chill and you relax. So I see a lot of things that I might get into, but nothing that's a guaranteed get into. The RSI right here is pretty neutral, and the MACD right here just became bullish, which is a good sign. So I'm gonna set my alert. I'm gonna set my alert for 140. Above 140, I'll be interested. And I'm not really looking at puts here again because it seems like we hit our bottom. So to me, jumping in the put here would just be scalping. And don't get me wrong, I mean scalping is cool if that's what you want to do, but it's not particularly what I do often. So because of that, I'm not really going to set an alert for a data dog put, but it do present on a pullback if you so choose. Let's see if I got any requests in here. No requests. All right, I'm going to jump into Dash. I'm going to check out Dash, which is another one. And it's kind of like everything seems like it's hit its bottom lately because the market has dumped so much lately. So Dash seems like it's hit its bottom. You get the strong candle on Friday, and now here you are in pre-market. And let's see here. Pre-market open at 102.80, got as high as 104.50, got as low as 102.20, and it is currently at 104.50. So it's currently at in pre-market, and that's a good sign. What I would be looking for to make sure that thing is really reversing is I would like Dash above 106.18. Dash above 106.18. I feel like I can get in and maybe run it up into this area, this 113, this 113, 114 area where it looked like it got some resistance at. But again, I gotta wait for my number, which my number right here is going to be above 106.18. So we're gonna set that. Of course, you know me, I'm not gonna say 106.18 because that's weird. So we'll go with 106.25. Above 106.25, I'm interested. And one of these days, I'm gonna explain to y'all why I don't do the weird numbers. I've explained it to my tier 3 squad because that's all about education. But one of the days, I'm gonna explain it to the masses of why. And Dave wants to know any thoughts on ASML. And yeah, why not? Let's check them out. ASML, pull it up real quick. And as I pull that up, this is another one. Pull back quite a bit. You get your hammer candle right here, which we all know the hammer is a good sign. This candle opens at 633.60, gets as high as 644.98, got as low as 620.67. It closed the day at 644.97. Then the very next day, which is this morning in pre-market, it opens up 694.64, got as high as 653.10, got as low as 644.97, and is currently at 652. So we gapped up a little bit. Now from here, for me, you see your hammer candle, and now you're waiting for confirmation. And the confirmation will be this right here. So if this candle becomes bullish, you can do one of two things. You could either jump in during this candle and try to ride it up to this 665 area, or you go let this entire candle confirm and then jump in towards the end of the day Monday on a swing, or just jump in early on Tuesday if you don't want to swing. On me, I'm going to set an alert on this stock. let's see here, 668. I like that area. I'm going to set an alert for 668, above 668. And if it jumps off, I'll know. Now, if I'm looking at puts, I need this thing to lose 620. I'm going to set an alert for 620 too, just in case, because this is not necessarily the bottom. We have been lower before. So I'm going to set that 620 alert, and I'm going to set that 668 alert. So, Dave, if I was you, what I would be thinking is above 668.50, I would get calls, and below 620, I would get puts. And anything in between, I would not trade it. Now that's what I would do. And again, this doesn't say that scalp opportunities don't exist, because you could definitely get in there and scalp it one way or another and make a couple pennies, or scalp it both ways and make a couple pennies. But for me, because I'm not much of a scalper, I'm more of a what I refer to as a big game hunter. So because I'm a big game hunter, I would just stay clear of that up until it hit those numbers. If it hits 668.50, I'm in calls. If it loses 620, I'm in puts. And I think either way, I would make some money on that. So that's what I will be looking at. James, we actually did in a video yesterday, and I know a lot of people here is from yesterday, so I don't want to break out in the video yet. I will do LAZR. I will definitely drop them real quick. Let's see here. LAZR. Um, so I see without doing any type of work whatsoever that I need to break this 14 area before I get interested in calls. I can tell you that right here, right now. Above 14, calls could definitely work. Below 14, I would not be thinking about calls. And I wouldn't necessarily think about puts from unless I was to lose this 1230 area. So above 14, calls could work. Below 1230, puts could definitely work. The RSI is pretty oversold right now, and the MACD is pretty bearish right now. So you would have to definitely wait for that to make the type of move that you want it to make. And I just checked on SPY real quick, and I see SPY is trying to get some of his losses back. We back over 440, actually over 441. So that's a good sign right there. Hopefully we keep coming back. Um, Jimmy, top of the top, good brother. Hope all is well with you. Let's get some money today, right? And Gary, you want to check out Facebook? Let's dive in. Let's see what Facebook look like. Maybe calls can work on Facebook. Maybe puts can work on Facebook. Who knows? Who knows? That's the beauty of the market. Who knows? So looking at Facebook, I would see we had a little bit of consolidation the past couple of days. Not going too high, not going too low. This very last candle right here, let's see, opens at 295.62, got as high as 301.90, got as low as 293.03, and it closed at 301.71. So it did close bullishly. That's good, but it still definitely is in a consolidation phase. However, pre-market, we open up at 302.12. We get as high as 303.27, got as low as 357, and we are currently at 302.36. So we're currently green in pre-market by a little bit. What I would be looking for to get myself interested in Facebook, yeah, I'm not really interested in Facebook unless we can break 308. If we could break 308, I would jump in and see if we can push this thing up. Let's see. The high of this candle is 307.51. High of this candle is 306.23. So yeah, I like to break 308. And if you wanted to be extra conservative, you could say 310. But I'm not really worried about 310 too much. There's not a lot of resistance right there. But if you wanted to be super conservative, you would say 310. Me right now, I would say 308. Facebook above 308. I like calls right here. Puts I don't like at all because I feel like we hit our bottom, and we would have to break 293. And then even if we broke 293, it seemed like we got good support right there at 290. So I'm not much interested in puts. The RSI is oversold, which means there could be a reversal any minute now. The MACD is super duper bearish though, so that's not a good sign. But by the time I would like to get in, which is above 308, that MACD wouldn't be sitting like that. So it kind of goes to show why I wouldn't want to jump in right now with that MACD like that. But by the time this thing hypothetically reversed and hit 308, that MACD would start looking a little better. So I'm gonna set an alert on Facebook for 308, and I feel like that's my jump in area. Right there, and we're going to save that. And Pam asked about QQQ, but Pam is 8:40. I definitely want to dip off and get ready for the group today, so we can make some money. So, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the group, the live. I hope y'all learned something. Definitely hit the like button. Definitely go back and check out my video on the Greeks, especially you, Devin, because I want y'all to understand the Greeks. If you're going to trade options, you need to understand the Greeks so you can make money with options trading. So definitely check that out, guys. Let's make some money today. Let's have a great week. Let's learn. Let's be educated. That's the one thing I want from y'all. I want y'all all to learn and get just be dependent. So with that being said, it's your boy the Options Boss. You already know I'm a holler when I holler.